Hello and welcome. This hat here is made out of 3 sculpted prims: the body, the bow, and the tie. And each of the parts is also texturized. Now I want to get this hat from Blender into Second Life. So the simple approach is, bake the sculpt maps, then export the sculpt maps one by one, import them to Second Life, and finally rescale, reposition, and rotate them by hand. And do not forget to also import and apply the textures. So, this is a tedious and time-consuming job. And since it can be a pain to get all your parts into the right scale and the right place, we have included another helper tool to Primstar-2, the Multipart exporter. And here it is in action. We will first go to object mode, and because we want that the hat gets created as a link set, we now select all the parts of the build, and parent them. Note that my last selection is the hat, and you see in a minute why this is a good idea. Let's now parent the parts by navigating to Object, Parent, Set, Object. We have to confirm again that we want to do the parenting. Now we bake the entire selection all at once. And finally we export the selection by clicking File, Export, LSL-Export. Note that we will later place the content of the export directory into a generator prim in Second Life. Let us take a quick look at the export options. You can choose between 3 different image types. And you can define which sort of alpha masking you want to use for your sculpt maps. And finally the Z offset defines the hover height above the generator prim. That is where the link set will be created. So, we only have to select the export folder, and then press the export button. Now the export directory contains all your sculpt maps, all textures, and the generated LSL script, which is always named after the parent object. That's why I selected the hat body as the parent of the selection. So let's head over to Second Life now and see how the hat gets reconstructed by the script. Of course you have to import the sculpt maps and textures first. You can do this one by one, or you can use the bulk upload option here. But please take care. You have to upload your sculpt maps in lossless mode, but the bulk uploader does not allow to specify that. It just reuses the settings of a previous single image upload. Hence you should always first check your settings on a single sculpt map, and ensure that you have checked lossless compression. If the checkmark is not set here, you must enable it now, and then upload a single image. Now the selection gets permanent, and subsequent imports from the bulk upload will now also use lossless compression. Okay, so we now can import all maps and textures within one single bulk upload, and we can be sure that lossless compression is applied. Once you have uploaded all your textures, you need to create 2 simple prims. The first prim can be any prim object, for example a simple cube. You only must name this object Primstar. Note the capital P at the beginning. Please take a copy of this object back into your inventory. The second object will become our generator object. It can also be a simple cube. Place a copy of the Primstar object into the generator's inventory. Then add all just imported textures and sculpt maps. And finally create a new LSL script. Open the script and remove all its content. Now also open the previously generated LSL script. Grab its entire contents by pressing Ctrl-A. Cut it into the paste buffer with Ctrl-C. And paste it into the empty LSL script with Ctrl-V. Then save the script. As soon as the script has been saved, your generator object turns into a colored Primstar. This is a good sign. Now you will be asked for the permission to generate new objects. Please confirm this. Also check your private chat window for any messages. If all was done correctly, then you will see the message, "Ready to build." Click to start. Ensure that you have closed the Second Life editor. And then left-click on your object, and watch how your multi-part build is automatically recreated. You wonder how the object parts get their size? This is very simple. We just map Blender units into meters, and thus we use the object size exactly as you defined it in Blender. So if you want to create, for example, a tiny sculpty of 0.5 cm height, then you only need to scale down the object in Blender, until its z-axis height is 0.005 Blender units, which corresponds exactly to half a centimeter. Thus you can create a tiny version of the hat, within a few seconds. You only have to re-import the sculpt maps and the LSL script, and you are done. Note that you can create tiny objects of size down to about 16 microns. The Multipart exporter is now available. If you want to use it, then please make sure that you update at least to the Primstar development release 260. Please note that this tool is very new and it may still contain bugs. So please feel free to let me know about any failure of the tool. Thank you for watching.